Karl, thanks for talking to us. You've just come out the dressing room.
Yeah.
How do you explain that?
Explain it quite simply, really. We were outworked, outbattled, outplayed by the decent Rushall team. Unacceptable from our point of view, really, because we spoke to them, and that's why we've just been in there. We've had a chat with the players, and you know, they're obviously disappointed, and it's all down to hard work. Putting the hard work in, the stuff that we said to him before the game, you know, and I mentioned that there's quite a lot of negativity about at the moment for whatever reason, and this is the best start to the season we've had at this level, you know, so we need to try and quell that, or do our bit as part of the club on the playing front, and put on decent performances, and that starts with hard work, and I just thought they worked harder than us.
Yeah.
You know, we'll address it, and you know, I've got big question marks over quite a few of the players just after a couple of little things. So one thing I'm not going to do is I certainly won't be letting the supporters down in respect of the duties that I've got to do. So we'll see where that one goes. But I think on a positive note, you know, I always try and take positives out of everything that we try and do, and young Adam Dawson making his debut today, I thought was absolutely magnificent, and Matty Tierney as well, who's come back to the club, and you know, he worked hard to get himself in shape. He's still got a little bit of work to do on that front, but I thought he showed a real maturity, and you know, was one of the players in that second half I thought that wanted to take the game by the scruff of the neck, and we needed that. You know, at the moment we need people to stand up and to stand up and be counted. You know, I'm happy to do it all day long on my duties, and the players need to start doing that now as well. Yeah,
I mean, I'm glad you mentioned that, Karl. It's an awkward thing, but it's been a bad, from a supporter's point of view, from my personal point of view as a member of this club, it's been a bad 10 days, and I think everybody was looking to the team to give us a lift today, and they didn't do it.
And yeah, exactly, and none more than me. You know, yes, I am the manager, but like yourself, I'm a member and a fan of the football club. So, you know, we said to him before the game, and all I can do is try and pass on the advice and try and get the spirits up enough for them to go out and perform. And I've just said to him in there, sometimes maybe some lads have been here too long, and my voice isn't registering with them. If that's the case, you know, like I say, there's one thing I won't do, and that is negate my duties and let the club down.
I mean, you mentioned about Matt Tierney coming on the second half, and he played centre back, which is not his position. But there were a number of players started the game out of position. I'm just wondering what your thinking is around that, given, you know, if we had a squad that we had a spare left back, or we had a spare this, that and the other, maybe you wouldn't have to put so many players out of position. I don't know how you feel about that.
No, I think we, I mean, the players that are out of position, I think, obviously, I think you referred to Jake being at full back.
Jake and Neville, really.
Jake and Lee. But we've, you know, they played there in the last two games, and they've done really well. I think it's worked really well. You know, I wanted to get young Greg Daniels, who I think's had a fantastic start at the club, into it. You know, and that's the reason. There's always football reasons for it, and they're the reasons why. I thought when we changed it in the second half, I thought to a certain extent we were worse.
Well, actually, but you had to change it.
Yeah, we did. We had to change it. You know, trying to affect the game. You know, so that's something that I look at. You know, and we'll have a chat with the coaching, with myself, Chucks and Daz, and we'll decide what's best for the side. You know, maybe today.
You found some
we
things
obviously
out.
got it wrong, because we've been beat 4-0, but I don't think it was down to anybody playing out of position, to be honest. I don't.
Okay.
It was just down purely and simply with outworked by a good strong Rushall team. You've got to give them credit. You know, we can look on all the downers on our front, because we haven't worked hard enough, but they put a right shift in there, and we're worthy victors.
I mean, two things that you'll hear from the terraces, so you might as well try and clear them up. One's about Dean Stott and a lot of questions about why don't we play Dean where he played last year, where he was so effective. And I suppose the second one's about Mike Norton, as people seem to say, being isolated up front. Now, those are things I hear every week. So
yeah, but I mean, when it's working well, you probably don't hear them questions.
Yeah.
What we've done today, and when we don't do what we ask them, when the players don't do what we ask them, he does look isolated. When they do what we ask them, which is to keep the ball and be patient in possession, so we can go and shorten our passing up. Yeah. Then he doesn't. He looks, we're getting players in and around him very quickly. But that's something that we work on. The system of play that we've adopted, is one that I believe in fully, and it's conducive to playing good football, which obviously is what we want to do. We're let down in some respects by when we start forcing things and knocking things long, because you knock a 40 or 50 yard ball, the lines have got to compress. Yeah. Technical there on a coaching front, the lines have got compress, but people are travelling large distances to do it, so it does look isolated. Stotty, in his midfield berth was fantastic at the start of the season. I thought he, dropping in at centre half because of his pace, alongside Adam, who's not blessed with pace. I thought that combination had worked well, but looking at things, as people can see, we've brought in a couple of centre halves, and in time it might be a situation where Dean goes back in there. But I'm not going to put any time factor on that. I think Dave Birch has done a magnificent job in there as well. So we have got a good set of players, and today it just feels like we've let everybody down. We have, there's no way hiding from that. But it's our jobs now to bounce back, and no better way than Tuesday for my money.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I understand the dilemma, because with this two up front, because Chris and Marty came on as sub in one game and we looked fantastic, and then you played it from the start of the next and we didn't. No. So
that I'm striving. I'm looking for consistency from the players, and the ones any manager will not take your shirt off you if you're playing well. They won't do it, because it doesn't. They're not. You won't. You won't win football matches if you do things like that. So it's down to the players. They've got to answer the questions that I've got in my head and the questions that I pose them on a football pitch. Today they've got no comebacks. I
mean, we've got Tuesday night. I assume the players don't get together between now and Tuesday.
No, we won't.
Is that right? So they come in fresh Tuesday night with this in the mind, though. I mean, how are you going to lift them for that?
Well, it's not so much lifting them. There's got to be a reaction. Yeah. There's got to be a reaction, and all we ask from the players is that they come and work hard. They come and earn the right to wear the shirt. Yeah. And if they do that, nobody can have any questions of them. Today they've not done it. They've just So it's a case of Tuesday night, come and show me, and show, like we just said to them, you got to. I'm not embarrassed, to be honest. Yeah. They're in there having a chat amongst themselves, because they're embarrassed to be in front of 2,000 supporters and have let them down. Yeah,
and it's a good thing that the next game is so near. Yeah, because you don't get time to mull over it, do you? You just get out here and put it right, really.
Yeah, and I'm one of them now. There's not much we can do about. We can't roll the clock back to 3 o'clock this afternoon. What we've got to do is make sure that we react in the right way, which is, again, coming here and working hard. Yeah.
Well, I know it's been difficult, Gal, but thanks for coming out here and talking to us, and hopefully with better discussion on Tuesday.
Yeah, but I'm sure that the way football works, and it's sometimes you feel like the lowest of the low, and then a decent performance and a decent result, and the sunshine.
I'll be happy again, won't we?
Well, that's it. It's the nature of the beast, isn't it?
All right, cheers, Cal.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Cheers.